Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about some of the stuff that you can do with Google Docs. Google Docs is basically like any other word processor, even Microsoft Word. So we're going to talk about some of the things that mostly I had to get used to using Google Docs. I think this is going to be the same thing for a lot of people. So I'm going to start by going to Google Drive. Let's say I want to create a new document. So I can click New, and let's say I can either start a Google Doc like a blank document just by clicking Google Docs, or maybe if you want to choose from a template, and we could just take a look at that real quick. Now, because I'm logged into my school email, there are separate templates that you can use, but if I want to get to the general templates, I can just click the General tab. There are essays, reports, class notes, resumes, things like that. The list basically can keep going, and you can take a look at that on your own time, but there's a lot to choose from here. But let's just say I want to start a blank document just for the purpose of an example. So I click New, Google Docs, and let's just start with naming our document. And we'll just call it Test. I press Enter, and notice it's saving right now. And this was something I had to get used to, which is where's the Save button? And there really isn't one. So what you'll notice is basically with every keystroke, it's saving no matter what. So as long as you have access to internet and you're using Google Docs, it saves automatically with every keystroke with everything you change on your document. So you never have to worry about losing track of when you last saved, or if your computer dies, everything's already been saved for you. Let's take a look at moving a file, all right? So maybe I saved it in the wrong place and I want to change it to a different folder. So I click the folder icon, and maybe I want to save it into a folder, maybe even a subfolder. Now all I have to do is click Move Here. And now you'll see it's saved into a different folder, whatever you choose. Maybe I want to create a new folder. Maybe I don't already have a folder that I want. So Test 1. So now I'm inside a different folder. And I can also move it there. And let's just say I have something that I want a friend to edit. Just take care of that later, but this is just some example text, and maybe I had a friend that I wanted to proofread whatever it was that I typed. So I can type in a friend's email. I can choose to let them edit it or just view the document or make comments into it. That way you can edit it yourself later if you didn't want them to do it. So maybe I wanted to save them as an editor, and I could just say, please proofread. Thank you. Oops. I can't type today. So once I would send this, I'm not actually going to send this, but if I were to click send, what would happen is it would send an email notification to this Gmail user that I'm trying to get in touch with, and it'll send them this message, and it will provide a link to this document that they can edit or whatever you have them saved to do with it. I think one of the most frustrating features for me using Google Docs was figuring out how to adjust the margins on a page, which I seem to do pretty frequently. And you'll actually find it under File, and you click Page Setup. For some reason, when I first started using Google Docs, I thought it would be found under Edit or Format or something like that. But here it's under File, you go to Page Setup, and let's just say I wanted to change all my margins to 1/2 inch. And I can do that pretty easily. And now all that's been saved. So let's suppose I wanted to insert a file or maybe an image into my Google Doc. Well, I can do that by clicking Insert, click Image, Maybe it's on my computer, maybe it's on my Google Drive, whatever you want to access. Simple enough. Let's just pick an example. And wow, that is a very big picture. I did not mean to do that. Maybe I want to make that smaller. Okay, that's a little more workable. And maybe I want to do something and throw some text in there. And what I'm about to show you is how to adjust the text around a picture. So what you'll notice with pictures in a Google Doc, normally when you have a picture, there's an extra tab that pops up in something like Microsoft Word right about there. But here you'll see this toolbar changes to all my editing tools when I click on picture. And so maybe I want to crop an image. I have extra image options. Or get rid of that. You can change your borders, or maybe you want to change the way the text moves around the image. So you can wrap the text. Maybe you want to change the margins around your picture with the text. Maybe I can move it a little closer. Maybe that'll work better. Another interesting thing that you can do with Google Docs that I never got used to maybe using Microsoft Word is maybe I want to add a comment, so something that I could fix later. Maybe I have an idea that I want to extend. You can highlight and you could click the comment button, which is right next to the page. And maybe I just want to add something later. I don't know what I want to type. I'm terrible with vocabulary, so maybe I just want to say, find a better word. And that way I can come back to that later. And so as I'm scrolling through my document, maybe I type some other stuff, and then I come back here later and I say, oh, maybe I want to find a synonym for fly guy or something, or maybe I had a better word if I actually typed words. I could do that, and then maybe I could fix that later. And once it's been fixed, I can just check mark that, and that would show that I have adjusted everything inside my document. That way when I save it or export it, I know that everything's been done correctly. So let's say I wanted to save this document onto my computer. It saves automatically to your Google Drive, but maybe I need this to be downloaded so I can access it later without using internet. So what you would do is you click File, you go to Download, and you could save this as a Microsoft Word document or various other types. Maybe I want to save it as a PDF. And this will automatically save as a PDF. Well, I think that about wraps up some of the key features, some of the things that I had trouble getting used to, and I hope you find this helpful. And feel free to comment if you have any questions.